Anyway, all right, let's get it started, man. We're gonna start off and saying rest in peace if you're a boxing fan to one of the all-time greats, Leon Spinks, died
Yeah.
yesterday, 67
Everybody
from,
going.
I know, right? Prostate cancer. He had advanced prostate cancer. So
Mm.
rest in peace to that brother. Like I said earlier, man, this week for news was quite interesting. But I was able to screenshot one, and it's going to impact two brothers that's on this panel discussion. We're going to start off with the CNBC News, where the CDC director says schools can safely reopen without vaccinating teachers. Teachers do not need to get vaccinated against COVID-19 before schools can safely reopen. The head of the CDC and prevention said school systems across the United States have been under pressure to reopen after shifting to remote learning last year due to the pandemic. Teachers and other faculty have expressed concerns about returning to school, potentially putting their health at risk. There's several other quotes in here, but I don't necessarily have to get into. But fellas, what do we think? CDC basically said, "Yo, open up these
Get your
damn
ass back
schools."
to work.
Well, I mean, I'm fine with it. I know it's going to happen eventually. There's a lot of schools.
Without the
Oh,
vaccination, you thought that was going to be a thing?
hold on. Let me get this right. They're saying they can safely reopen schools with no limitations.
They're saying like they're not saying limitation. They're just
They're
saying that
saying
you
no
don't
vaccination.
without
Oh,
vaccination.
well, I mean, that's already the case. So I mean, there's a lot of districts who are already doing it. When
My
you're
son's
talking
school
about
is.
when you're talking about safely, there are procedures that are in place. It's just, man, I don't look. There's no other, kids eventually have to come back, bro. So do we think it's safe or not? It really don't matter to me because it's going to happen eventually. And I don't know how the districts are working it, but our district is saying that you will have the option to take the vaccine before you return to school. So whether it's safe or not, like they're giving us that option.
I mean, I don't think anybody was taking the option away from you either way.
Yeah.
They're just not making it mandatory. They're not taking away your freedoms,
Yeah.
as Pratt likes to put it.
Well, just like, oh, it's safe. Come on back. Maybe they're doing like a ratio, like how you were saying, Shoot. As far as it's just like, okay, we have this many people who's in school. How many cases have been in that school? So, all right, y'all got 300 kids. Okay, 3 people got the virus. We know somebody's going to catch it. It's just that it looks worse than it is because now they got to shut the school down and do the contact tracing and all this other stuff. But when you look at the overall numbers, I don't know that. Okay, 108. Because if we did it, we'd probably be at like 50. If we opened up, fully, we'd still be at like 50, maybe at like 30% capacity. So we probably have like maybe 250 kids. So out of 250 kids, is it like 5 people getting it, or is it like 100 people getting it? The research is showing is probably just like
Depends on where you're at.
8 or 9 cases. Like it's not that many. So,
I mean, it only sucks more into like the Newark school areas where, in the ironbound sections where you're getting like, 1 out of every 4 people that are testing positive,
yeah, but I think that's a big part of the reason why we haven't opened at all, because he's not gonna. He can't say, okay, well, the people in this section can open, but the people over here can't open. It's just like it's been like a all or nothing. Yeah.
Man, I missed something, man. I had to move another car. So anyway, with that snow
What would you
thing,
like me to repeat, Smith?
I had to move a car into the driveway so they don't block the driveway when they plow. That's my method of doing it. I moved one of the cars into the driveway, not in the driveway, but block the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
So that way when they plow, I don't have to, do like 18 hours of shoveling and shit.
How do you?
You better hope that plow don't clip that car.
No, it'd be far enough because it's like, you can park on the street. It's like I'm parking on the street, but I'm blocking the driveway as opposed to,
I got you.
You blocking the sidewalk too?
Nigga, it's a driveway.
He's saying he's parked on the street horizontally blocking the driveway.
Exactly.
Okay. Oh my God, I know
like when you come over here, you can how you park. You park on the street, but you don't block the driveway because you can't block the driveway. but I can block the driveway. See how that works?
I got it.
Yeah. And then I don't have to fight with people about, if somebody come over, there's a spot in the driveway, you ain't got to do the cone shit because you can't block my driveway. See how that works?
Mm-hmm.
Smith, what you got on this news, though?
Facts.
What news was that? I missed something, man. I told you I was moving cars.
Shoot, well then y'all go and let Smith go last.
Well, just to fill in Smith real quick. So this was on the we're talking about the CDC director saying that schools could safely reopen without teachers being vaccinated.
That vaccination shit. Yeah.
Black Zeus, what your thoughts?
Honestly, I just don't understand. Like, here's the thing. I'm fine with the whole school opening without teachers being vaccinated. I mean, the whole thing is my son's school's system is open in a hybrid system, and it's been working out so far. And I've seen it's happening in other school districts where, depending on, I guess, how many cases they've had, whatever, but they've been successful enough to have some sort of normal kind of, or half normal, COVID normal, I guess, program going on. I just don't understand all the pushback with these vaccines and everything where everybody's like, yeah, I don't want to wear a mask. I don't want to take a vaccine, this, that, and the other. You're impeding on my freedoms. But we don't apply that same logic when they say, you know what, when you're driving a car in public, don't drink, wear a seatbelt, don't speed, and all these other rules for public safety, but let's say somebody told you got to wear a mask or, take a vaccine for public safety. Oh, they're impeding on our freedoms. So I don't know. We'll see where it plays out.
I'm still trying to make the connection in regards of what freedoms and teachers in this.
No, I don't.
Well, if they make it mandatory, people will feel like there's some. You're gonna have mixed feelings. So if they make it mandatory in teachers are gonna feel like their freedoms are being impeded on. If they make it mandatory on the kids to get vaccine, but not the teachers to get vaccine,
but
then the parents are gonna feel some
CDC
sort
made
of
it clear that the kids won't be anywhere near mandatory of getting the vaccination. They'll be the last in line, and if they get it, that's going to be in like 2022 2023.
But
people feel some sort of way about it.
That was part of the pushback.
I don't think it's mandatory about teachers getting it necessarily. It's not about the mandatory about the teachers getting it. They're saying teachers don't need it. And that's a whole different thing. That's a totally different thing.
Exactly.
And teachers are saying, what the fuck you mean you can open schools and we don't need a vaccine? Why aren't we? If you really want schools to open, then you get teachers vaccinated. What's so hard about that? That's a common sense thing. If teachers are saying they want to be vaccinated, then why not vaccinate the teachers? I don't understand that.
Well, I think
if you're saying you got to vaccinate a cab driver and that's a 1-to-1 and he can put up a partition, or you got to vaccinate a bus driver before a school teacher, I don't understand that logic.
That's the thing. It's just like you have a lot of crimes against logic going on with this whole mask mandate, the social distancing, and now this whole vaccination. So now, like Smith was saying, it's just like you're having these teachers now, some are elderly, and you're saying that they don't need to be vaccinated whatsoever to be in front of these students.
Well, I don't know that they're saying that. I don't know what they're saying about high risk. I mean, I don't know what the specifics says.
The kids aren't high risk, but you're talking about the teachers.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
The teachers are the ones that are high risk.
That's what I'm saying. So
some, not all.
I don't know that they're saying that they're including the high risk people in that. Like, because the high risk people still do have the option to stay home. Like, they can legally stay home. But just looking at the ratio again of, okay, well, we've had healthy, or not healthy, but people who are not high risk enter school systems, and this has been the transmission rate, or I guess the ones that we know about. So with the ratio of people who are there, and then you to the people who actually get sick, we can say that we can safely open up. Not that nobody's going to get it, but it's not going to be to the point where we're shutting the entire school down because majority of the people there are getting that shit.
Yeah, but the study that they did was from rural Wisconsin. That wasn't a study that they did in the urban community.
And that's why I don't think they're going to jump on it.
If you have poor infrastructure and the CDC guidelines are saying, okay, yes, schools can safely reopen if these are followed. You have poor ventilation. You don't have the ventilation you need. You can't adequately space the students out. So you have parents in one breath, they want students to go to school, but guess what? Everybody still can't go to school. Even if you follow the CDC guidelines, everybody can't go to school. So how do you fix that? So now you have a population that say, hey, they can come to school, but they can't. How do you know what I mean? How do you justify that?
All it does is create, exactly.
And it create more inequities.
And it creates more confusion.
But what about the hybrid? Yeah. What about the hybrid systems?
But see, that's what the thing is. Parents don't want that. They want
they don't want
hybrid. They want fully open.
They want fully open.
You know what though?
Yeah.
They don't want the hybrid model.
They don't want the hybrid at all.
Even if North opens, it has to do a hybrid model. It can't be a full open.
Yeah, I was gonna say
because they just can't do it.
I was wondering why they ain't doing a hybrid. That seems to work really well around here.
Honestly,
no, they don't want that model.
Honestly, I don't see them, Smith, opening up schools until they offer the vaccine. And then Smith, that's the push that they're making. I don't know how it is in other districts, but that's the push that they're making in Newark. I've been in constant conversation with the nurse, and I'm saying, hey, I signed up to get it. Full disclosure, and I'm on the waiting list. And I'm saying, I just want to make sure that I'm going to get vaccinated before y'all say because the kids supposed to come back April 12th. So before y'all say we got to go back with these kids, I want that option to be vaccinated. I want. But
here's the problem. There's another storyline I was reading. So in San Francisco's district is suing the teachers union.
Yes.
And because of what the CDC just said, it's just it's creating this confusion. So now
what are they suing them over?
Because it's the similar argument that you just presented, where you're just you're not wanting to go back without some sort of vaccination. Now with the CDC saying you don't need to be vaccinated. You don't need to be vaccinated. Exactly. It's just you have no legs to stand on.
Exactly. And it's
this has nothing to do with freedoms or anything. It's just the confusion that it's creating.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it shouldn't cause any confusion.
It is causing confusion.
Hold on. Here's the thing. It shouldn't cause confusion because how many other businesses and companies and this and that are operating within the CDC, guidelines and trying to keep the distance and.
Bruh, if you go to any of these big box retail stores, they're violating all that shit. I was
no. I'm not saying I'm not saying that people aren't violating. I'm not saying that people aren't violating.
Come on.
But the whole thing is so all right, let's compare apples to apples. Okay. So for instance, my son's school, the building that he is probably the oldest school building and does not have
a ventilation system.
They have a ventilation
Most
system.
of these schools don't have them.
They have to open, basically they have to open windows and keep them a crack and keep doors, basically do the best they can to ventilate the school as best they can the way they are doing it. And they have the kids wearing masks all day. And the kids get out of school at lunchtime. They're not allowed to, obviously eat and take a mask off and eat at lunchtime. They typically have a snack time around 10 o'clock for the kids, for the younger kids. Typically when that happens, if the weather is not really bad, they'll have them go outside of the school onto the playground and sit apart and have their snack and then bring them back into the school. So the whole thing is they're taking steps and measures. Now, the whole thing is that if teachers are saying, oh, we don't want to go back to school until we have a vaccine, it's you're asking yourself to be an exception to a rule that everyone else doesn't find themselves to be an exception to. Police officers, firefighters, everybody else that has to go to work and make things, essential workers, all these other people that have to keep things going. And what makes you special that you go above the rule? Oh no, I don't have to go to work until there's a vaccine.
I think, well, for me, and it's true, that makes all perfect sense to me. I think the problem is, and this is where Fauci, Dr. Briggs, and a lot of these, the WHO, they basically put the state of reopening society more so on this vaccination. So it's just like, so if you're saying that we're not going to return to normalcy, we're not going to do much of anything until a vaccine is out, and then you turn around and say, yo, you don't need it. All it does is create that confusion. Like,
that's what I was going to say,
or do we not need it?
And that's what I was going to say. You're saying that the whole population, no, in one breath, you say everybody has to get vaccinated. The whole population has to get vaccinated.
Up to 90%.
Except for teachers, though. So that 10% is the teachers, and they don't need the vaccine.
Exactly.
And that's bullshit.
That's the bullshit.
But it's
that's the confusion.
Yeah, I can understand the confusion. Very much. But the whole thing is, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Common sense. Like, we got to apply some common sense here. The whole thing is, no vaccine. We still have to wear masks. We still have to do 6 feet apart. We still have to do things the COVID way. All right.
Yes.
Vaccine 90%. We can go back to the pre-COVID way.
No, you still got to do the COVID way.
Only until you get that 90% herd immunity.
Okay.
Only till you get that. But it's not going to happen if no one ever gets the vaccine. So if you're not going to do the vaccine because you don't want it to impede on your freedoms, then guess what? You're going to have to deal with the 6 feet apart, the hybrid school systems, the mask, the this, the that, take off all your clothes, brush your teeth before you come in the house and speak to me and all that. If that's the life you want to live, so be it. So
it's not even
but it's not that though,
Shu.
But the thing is, Shu, they was opening everything up. See, unlike the other essential workers, the teachers could still do their jobs from remoting from home.
They can do their jobs basically.
But
it's not going well. It's not going well.
But then
we've already gone over that.
We've gone over, and look, and I agree. But the thing is, now you're saying that, well, at first it was predicated on having the vaccine. Now you're saying it's not predicating on having the vaccine. And for a lot of teachers, they're like, yo, I don't know what to believe. I'm not trying to put my health at risk. Go ahead, Smith. Yeah. You got something to say, brother.
And the other part of the confusion, again, is that they're not saying that schools can open, but everyone can't go to school. So they're confusing the hell out of people because people think it's going to be a 5-day-a-week thing. So education is still going to be interrupted. This year is fucked. They need to start planning for how they're going to open and regain some of this education loss for next school year. Yeah. And that's the end of it. That's the bottom line. I don't give a damn if you get people vaccinated. People are going to be hesitant. People are not going to be sending their kids to school like that this year. You're going to have students coming in on A day, B days, this cohort, that cohort. It's not going to be the same as we know it. So, it is what it is.
And you're going to have some
people
teachers
just got to slow down.
That.
Pump their brakes and wait. You don't say that teachers don't need to be vaccinated, though. That's bullshit. You don't say that.
Well, here's the thing. It's catch-22. It's catch-22. Either you tell people they don't have to or you tell them they do have to. Either way, you get pushback. You can't win. There is no middle ground.
Yeah, but
either you make it mandatory. Hold on. Either you make it mandatory. There's only two options. You make it mandatory, you get pushback. I don't want that vaccine.
No, but dude, most of the teachers, but most of the teachers union want the vaccination.
Exactly.
The teachers,
they said, teachers too.
Stop. You're not talking about the teachers union. I'm not talking about. Hold on. I'm not talking about groups. I'm talking about individuals.
I'm with you on this one, bro. I'm with you on this one.
I'm talking about individuals. We're not talking about just a group.
We're focusing on the teachers on this article. I'm not talking about the group.
But you know what?
Focus on the teachers. This is what this article is about.
On the teachers.
But you know what? No, Brad, just to Schubert stance though. Even if they said that, okay, it's safe to reopen, but we're still going to open up the vaccine, people are still going to complain how they are one way or another.
No, that's different. But that's different.
Listen,
you can't tell me that. You can't tell me that it's safe for teachers to not be vaccinated. That's what you're saying, and that shit is not cool.
Yeah. No. They didn't say it. No, they didn't say.
You're saying it.
They're not. No.
That's what they said.
Hold on.
It's safe for schools to open without teachers being vaccinated. They don't.
You can safely.
They said no. They said teachers do not.
Not that it is safe.
Safely open schools. Teachers do not need to be
vaccinated. Hold on, Cash. What's the exact? Cash. What's the
exact wording?
Yo. It's the exact wording is the CDC director says schools can safely reopen
safely.
That doesn't mean that it's safe.
It's not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. That's the mixed message that's going out.
It's not a mixed message.
So parents here, listen. Parents
it's only a mixed message
like,
if you change the wording.
Open.
Time out. It's only a mixed message if you change the word. If you listen clearly, you can safely do this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now
you can.
Now hold on.
If
Time
you
out.
Have these things
time
in
out.
place.
Hawk, let me finish. You can safely open as long as you're following the CDC guidelines. All right. Then you can safely open. Does not mean you are safe. To say that you are safe means that you're providing a guarantee. To say that you're safely means the fact of like, listen, your chances are better than this. Okay. That's all it's saying. It's not a guarantee. And the whole thing is that if you say you're you're making it mandatory for teachers and everyone to get this vaccine that everybody's giving pushback on. All right, you got to remember, if we say it's mandatory to take a shot for like smallpox or the flu or the mumps, tetanus, all those things, we don't have a pushback on that. There's a lot of pushback on this. So the whole thing is that if you say it's mandatory,
pushback from who?
The public.
We're talking about the teachers.
We're talking about teachers, man.
Okay, hold on. Pause.
Yeah, come on, man. We're talking about
hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me finish. Hold on. I'm gonna. Let me circle back around. Let me circle back around.
Circle around.
Let me circle back around. Let's take two teachers that are right with us right now. Two people in the education system right now.
Yes.
2 weeks ago, did Kel, when we had this discussion, you said you were on board with the vaccine, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks ago, Hakeem, did you not say you were not on board with it?
Yes.
Are you not both teachers? So is that to say, hold on, time out. Let me finish my point. My point, and I will let you interject.
Yeah.
So to say just that teachers as a group all agree, regardless of what group they're in, because they share a title, are all in agreement, it's foolishness. It's
but dude, they got a teachers union for a reason.
But the teachers union.
No, but
stop.
Do you know how to hold on?
No, go ahead, Smith.
Go ahead, Smith. All right, let Smith go.
You got a teacher that wants the vaccine that cannot get it. What the fuck are you talking about, bruh? He wants to take the vaccine and he can't get it. Teachers want to take the vaccine and they can't get it. They don't have to make it mandatory. Teachers want to take it. And you have teachers that don't. It's just like the general public. So we're not talking about teachers that don't want to take it. We're talking about the teachers that do. They said teachers don't need the vaccine. That's what we're talking about. They said they don't need it. And you got teachers that want to take it. They say, no, you don't need it. The fuck out of here, bro.
That's that's who we're focusing on. Is the teachers who focusing on that, and it's causing confusion because even using the word safely, while not saying that it is necessarily safe, you're gonna have lawyers who basically gonna go against the teachers union, because right now you got teachers union across the board not trying to go back to the schools. So it's just like now with the CDC directors coming out and saying that you could safely reopen, you're gonna have all types of havoc. Shoot, you just mentioned that right now Montclair and Glenridge are under lawsuits because they're trying to get the teachers back into the school system. So it's just like this is the confusion, and now with the CDC basically throwing this Molotov cocktail out there, it's going to create now because like Smith said, none of these parents are going to really interpret safely the way we're interpreting safely. They're just going to say, the CDC said, y'all motherfuckers need to be back in school. And that's all they need to hear.
So the whole thing is the fact that we're admitting that the public is stupid.
Duh, we always said that.
All right. That's fine.
We've always said that.
Fine, that's fine. But the whole thing is that the reality is there are schools that are opening, and that are operating. Like my wife is a teacher who works with children with autism. Their school has been open 5 days a week, full on with all their kids.
Okay, and that's your anecdotal experience.
Hold on. So the whole thing is that if these schools are opening, such as Verona schools are opening, or Warren schools open, this school, that school, these other schools are opening, then the whole thing is now you have the argument of these teachers that are in Montclair, Glenridge, this, that, and they're saying, oh no, we're not open till we get a vaccine. And they're standing on what? Because there's other schools that are operating and they have the same circumstances with a number of kids and this, that, and the other, and they're presenting you options on how to open, but you're saying, nope, we're not going to do it anyway because we want an exception to the rule.
No,
I think part of it is that the vaccine part is getting twisted. Some of these schools are not fully operational to take on students in this pandemic.
Exactly.
And that's what is not being taken care of. Teachers are going into school and they're saying, wait, we can't do this. We can't do it safely. We can't even do this following the CDC guidelines. But people are only hearing schools are safe. Open up every school.
Exactly.
And some schools are not safe.
And some schools are not safe. And it's just like, and this is where the CDC and the WHO and Dr. Fauci and Dr. Birx shot themselves in the foot, because everyone based reopening up our society on the vaccine. Mm-hmm. You got to remember the message. And you got to remember that message.
I do remember that message.
And that's what they need to stick with.
And that's the problem.
Like, I don't think they need to backtrack with that one. Like that's
that's what it is, because now it creates this confusion where now you're saying that you don't need the vaccination, and like Smith said, like they're not fully operating, but that's going to fall short on a lot of these parents out here.
But you also got to remember that this whole entire situation is unprecedented. All right, it's a brand new situation that we're learning as we go along, and we have seen success in the new medications versus what happened this time last year. We're seeing success with people being able to operate businesses and school systems, this, that, and the other. So the whole thing is, there is no 100% concrete yes or no in either direction. The whole thing is the fact of we have options. And that's what it boils down to. That's what it really boils down to, is that we can't say it's a definite yes or no. It's the fact that we have both options available.
But yeah, you can't. I don't think that you can say that we not return until you get the vaccine in one breath, and then come back around and say it's safe to do it with the other. I don't think that you can do both.
Exactly.
Like, whichever one you're gonna stick with. So like, shoot, if they're gonna make this pivot, that's the one they need to stick with. Like, you can't give the option for both in that situation. Like, I think,
but they already have, because you got to remember the fact of, yes, they said that originally because that's what they thought was the answer. But then over time, when all these school districts, states, and everything made their own decisions and operate their own schools and so forth and so on, they proved them wrong.
So which one is it? That's what I'm saying.
Which one is it?
So what's the final verdict?
The final verdict really should be a case-by-case basis.
But then that's where it gets confusing.
Yeah, so then you can't.
That's where the confusion comes in.
But here's my thing, and that is the conversation that needs to be had. We're only going based off of the headline of an article. We're not going into the details of the conversation. Unless we're there to have that detailed conversation, the headline of an article is a summary. It does not go over every single detail. This is not a scientific report that gives you every minute detail. This is a summary.
But that's what we're getting at, that Shu.
But you also got to remember that summary is being given to you. But that summary is being given to you by a news reporter, not by right out of the mouth.
Dude, they're taking the quote right out of the mouth of the CDC director, dog.
And I like what you said about
that's where they're getting it from.
I love what you said about options, and they're not giving teachers the option to get vaccinated.
Here's the thing.
It's some bullshit.
Here's the thing. They're not making it mandatory, and they're not making it a priority. That's what it is. Can teachers get vaccinated? Hell yeah. Get on the fucking list. They're not telling. No,
so we can't be vaccinated right now. We gotta wait.
Not right now. You gotta wait.
But you know what?
This is what the confusion is.
Opening schools are so important.
But you know what though, Smith. That's what I'm saying though. But Smith, I don't think that they're gonna put it. That they're going. See, the problem for me doesn't arise. The problem for me doesn't arise until it's like, okay, it's time to open up, and I'm still on the waiting list and haven't got my vaccine yet.
Exactly.
Like that's what my issue is.
Yeah, but that's the issue. And in regards to you, like I said again, you have a direct quote from the CDC director saying that y'all could be safely returned back to reopen up the schools. Mm-hmm. A lot of parents are going to say that's all we need to hear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I hear what you're saying.
And that's why
here's what it boils down to. Here's what it boils down to. Here's what it boils down to, right? Can a teacher, yes or no, take the vaccine? Not at this time.
Yes.
Are they banned from getting the vaccine?
Yeah, but for me, it also comes down to, will they be offered the option before they go back in school?
I hear what you're saying.
That's what it boils down to.
I hear what you're saying.
Exactly.
But what I get what you're saying. But what I'm saying is, are teachers banned from getting the vaccine?
No.
Okay.
But is it available for them to take it at this very moment before they head back to the school? Because that's the most important thing.
It's not available. Hold on. It's not available only because of the fact that there's not enough.
Understood. So then don't send us back. Just like, shoot, you wouldn't send a kid into the school without having this proper vaccination. I'm looking at this the same way. Kids are not allowed. Yes. Kids cannot come to school if they don't have specific vaccinations. That's how that shit needs to be.
That's the law,
But here's the difference. Here's the difference. All of those vaccines were readily available. We have a limited supply of this new vaccine. So because of a limited supply, we have to be put on a waiting list.
So here's the stupidness. Like, y'all going to sit here and certain places are going to say, oh, well, you got to prove to be COVID positive before you could go before you get on the airline to do this or that. Like, yo, you're making all of that mandatory, but you're not making it mandatory before niggas got to go back to work in the school.
Thank you.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
But the crimes against law, thank you, man.
Time out. Hold up. Just remember two things. One, you're talking about the private sector versus the public sector. The airlines make their own fucking rules because they're private.
You just preached about safety not too long ago.
Okay, I did. But the whole thing is, you're talking about rules being made in two different sectors. The public sector and the private sector are two different
I didn't know the virus made an exception to what's public and what's private. Come on, man.
I'm sorry.
Infectious diseases can't make a difference between, oh my God, you work in the private sector, so you can breathe through them. Come on, man. That shit doesn't make any fucking sense.
Stop. Think. Who the fuck makes the rules for the public sector? Who makes the rules for the private sector?
We're still talking about an infectious disease. Diseases don't make exceptions.
Answer my question.
No, but the government understood that. But this doesn't logically make any sense. We're talking about a disease.
You're saying. I hear what you're saying. But once again, who makes the rules?
The government.
For the public sector. Who makes the rule for private companies?
Well, the government and the people.
Owners. But the government, exactly. But the government has basically, but in the case of a health crisis like this was, the government has superseded a business owner and how he or she operates their business.
Yeah, true.
Come on, man.
Sure.
This is true. But the whole thing is, here's the thing. If we actually said that, all right, we're not going to have any businesses open until everybody gets vaccinated. Your ass will fucking starve. Because somebody has to get you food.
Hence
somebody
why
has to get
there
power
is confusion around all of this.
But the whole thing is the priority.
But you just got to admit there's confusion around all of this.
There's only confusion because you're not thinking any deeper than the
Bruh,
superficial.
I am deep in thinking. But it's all right. If you don't want to admit that there's confusion
I don't see the confusion.
There is.
I don't see the confusion because here's the thing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. You know, the people who's at the top of the list to get the vaccine?
The frontline workers and the what's the name, and the high risk.
Yeah, and the high risk people.
So why is that?
Because the first line workers basically, you know, they're essential to the economy according to the government.
No. That's not the real reason. Why are they?
Why not? They're essential to the economy.
No, because
they're the front line.
They're essential. Hence why they were always operating. What do you mean stop? Dog, if they're essential, they're considered front line.
Yes, I get that. I know the essential part. I'm talking about the front line, meaning the fact of the bullets will hit them first before they hit you.
Okay, and they're essential. I'm saying is nothing wrong.
The whole thing is who should get the bulletproof vest? The person at the front of the line or the person that's like 5 steps behind?
Who should get it first?
Who needs more protection? Who should be the first one to get protected?
The ones in the front.
But you don't send
the other dudes to war.
Yeah, you don't send your most essential people to war
with no vests at all.
Exactly.
Yeah, but you also not sending the people in the second line to war without the vest either. You just ain't sending them yet.
Bull. I'll tell you right now, as a soldier, if you are a special ops or if you're a special operation command, you get a Teflon vest. If you are a grunt that goes into regular war, you get nothing but a porcelain flight jacket, which means if that shit gets hit with a bullet in one spot and that shit cracked, that's beyond that one bullet, that's your ass.
Dude, if all your frontline workers got sick and dropped dead, your economy is fucked.
Yes, this is true. That's why they're putting them as the first ones to deal with getting vaccinated, right?
Reestablish that.
Right? All right. So that being said, everything else after that, because like if I remember correctly, teachers are 1B. I think it's like the system is set up for like 1A, 1B, 1C, then 2A, 2B, 2C, something like that.
And I think supposed to be in 1B.
I think teachers are the next ones up.
Yeah,
they're the next ones up. You know.
But if you're getting quotes from the CDC, you're getting quote from the WHO saying that teachers could go back into the school before even getting vaccinated, that is problematic based on the prior messages. Yeah. That's where the confusion is. You don't see the conflicting messages, dog.
I see the messages.
The past 6 months.
Okay, so the whole thing is you want perfection. You want
it's
perfect
not a matter
answers.
Of perfection.
You want perfection.
It's a matter of consistency.
I'll be right back.
All right,
be consistent with your message.
Okay,
it's not a matter of being perfect. Be consistent in your message.
So let me ask you a question. You have never adapted to a situation as you've gone along? You've never heard of build a plane while you're flying? Like, that
don't make any sense. Build a plane while you flying?
I've heard of it.
It's a phrase. Yeah. It's just a saying.
It's what they've been doing since we've been in remote learning.
Exactly. Then you see the fucking chaos in that message. Yeah. You're in the air, but yet you're trying to build a plane. That's the most retarded fucking quote I've ever heard.
It is a retarded quote, but it means.
Come on, man. That shit doesn't make any sense. It's crimes against logic.
It's metaphorical.
I got a book called Crimes Against Logic. We got to logically think and be consistent with our message.
But that is a
dude. Like you're being illogical right now.
How am I being illogical? All I'm pointing out is the confusion in the statements in the past 6 months.
I'll wait till you cool off.
I'm just saying.
Let me know when I can get a word. Let me know. I'll sit here.
Dude, you've been saying words. You've been saying the same rhetoric the entire time. All I'm trying to preach is, all this does is create further confusion.
Okay, so
you got 3 people on
what
this
is your perfect
right
answer?
Now.
What is your perfect answer?
All I'm saying is be consistent.
What is your perfect answer?
My perfect answer is be consistent with your message.
No. What is your perfect solution to the problem right now?
Be consistent.
What is your solution?
We talked about the solution. Be consistent with your message. If your message was to basically say, we need to get to a population where the vast majority of people are basically vaccinated. Let that be that. And if the school teachers are saying like, we have a work environment at this point that is not conducive to the health of the teachers, don't open up fully until the teachers are able to get vaccination shots. Period. That's the solution.
And there's no other factors in that.
Dog. I'm just, at the end of the day.
Let me ask you, there's no other factors to
think about. I understand, you have to have flexibility. But at the end of the day, you cannot predicate an entire society on basically having to reestablish itself on a vaccine. And then now you're telling a herd of teachers saying like, y'all could just go back. That doesn't, it doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
the logic is out. It's been thrown out the fucking window.
The logic has.
I agree with that.
If you've actually used the simple point of, this is not like a definite. None of this is a definite. So the whole thing is, instead of saying it's a case by case basis,
but give the teachers a fighting chance, dog. That's the message. Give the teachers a fighting chance.
Yeah, don't tell them they don't need no damn vaccine.
Yeah, that's where you're losing them. Like, give them a fighting chance. You can't say,
that should never be said.
Here are the other guidelines.
And then I'm so confused because this comes from the same person that was so against the vaccine
I'm not
2 weeks ago.
That's two arguments. That's two separate arguments, dog. That's two separate arguments. And you're not making, there's two separate things.
I'm just saying, like,
and I can separate myself.
No, I am separating the what I interpret the vaccine means to what it means.
To me, that personal belief to me is different.
Yeah, exactly.
The fact that you're telling teachers that they don't need the vaccine to
like it's two separate arguments.
It's two separate things.
It's two separate things,
man.
But we just proved that two teachers who work in the same school system have two different opinions. One wants to take the vaccine, the other one doesn't.
You're taking no one's taking the option away.
No one's taking the option away.
You
They're just saying,
if Kelman School District tells all the teachers to go back in, and now he has not received his vaccination shot, that is confusion in regards to what this pandemic ultimately means.
But the whole thing is, Kels has to make a decision on his school himself. All right. No one is saying that because the CDC says they can do it doesn't mean that you have to do it.
Dude, all the schools are adhering to the CDC guidelines. What are you talking about? They're basing everything on what the CDC is saying. So if the CDC is turning around and saying, like, you don't need the vaccination to basically safely reopen.
And if the schools say the schools are open and you got to go to school.
And you got to go to schools, then what as a teacher? You're shit out of luck.
You got to go to school.
You gotta go back to school.
I think you're letting your anger clear.
I'm not getting angry, but what I'm saying is it's the frustration in regards of how you're not seeing a crime against logic and how the confusion
I see the confusion, but I also see, if I use my fucking common sense, that if it applies to me, if it works with with my environment, then I can roll with it. But if it doesn't work in my environment, then I don't have to roll with it. No one's making it mandatory. No one's saying that, you can't do it, you must do it. They're saying, listen, it's a possibility. That's all it is. It's a possibility. You don't have to take the fucking shot. You don't have to go open the school. You don't have to do nothing. We're just telling you, here's what are possibilities.
But the lawsuits the lawsuits that are now being thrown out there by parents, by lawyers, by school districts, what do you make of that now?
That is still, once again, that's between them.
And that's across nationwide.
That's nationwide, too.
And you're right, that is nationwide, but that is nationwide, and that is true. I'm not against it or anything like that. I'm just saying the fact of the CDC is telling you what is possible. If they just said none of it is possible, then that would be a crime, too, because then they're telling you false information. They're giving you the information as they're getting it.
They're not telling you false information if they don't tell you. They're just omitting the information.
Exactly. So the whole thing is they're presenting you with every bit of information you can to empower yourself to make the right decision for you. You don't have to abide by it. You don't have to live by it. But it is not code. It's not law.
But the message is saying that everything can open safely and nobody needs to be vaccinated.
No, once again, you're not.
That's what it's saying.
That's what the CDC director said. That's what she said, dog.
She said schools can open. Yes.
Yes.
Then
she said that.
She didn't say every. Hold on, time out.
So that means society can open.
No, see, that's the thing, is that you think in omni.
No, I'm going somewhere different now. No. I'm going somewhere different.
Here's the thing.
Different now.
But here's the thing.
If you're saying that teachers don't need to be vaccinated, then guess what? JoJo is going to say, I don't need to be vaccinated. And guess what? Tom going to say, I don't need to be vaccinated. So you're saying that the society can open back up. You never should have said that you can safely open, teachers don't need to be vaccinated. If the message was everybody needs to be vaccinated, or at least 90%, you should have never put that message out there.
So here's the thing.
Too much confusion.
There's two messages. There's two messages. The message is, in order for the vaccine to be effective, 90% of the people have to take it. That's the only way it's going to work. You can't just have 5 or 6 people take it, and then everybody's just immune. That's not how vaccines work. That's one message. It has nothing to do with the school itself.
Listen.
That has time out. That has nothing to do with the school itself. That's one. In order for the vaccine to work, you have to have a large chunk of people taking the vaccine in order for it to be truly effective. On the other side of it, the school
so they
itself,
believe. Go ahead. I'm saying, so they believe. Go ahead.
That's how most other vaccines have worked all this time.
So they believe.
Do you have smallpox? When's the last time you heard somebody get the scarlet fever?
This is what I was about to say. So the mixed message and the confusion comes with all this. So you say that the teachers don't need to be vaccinated, right? They can safely open schools without teachers being vaccinated.
Which many schools have done.
Okay, let me finish.
Okay.
You also say that I can now mix Moderna with Pfizer. That we can start mixing these.
You're right, because I didn't even report on that news too.
Wait, let me finish. So you telling me, like I said, we think 90%, if 90% of we think because we also think all this other bullshit that hasn't been tested yet, because this is something new that has never, yes, I know it's a virus, but it's a different kind of virus.
And we don't have sufficient data.
And we don't have sufficient data about this virus. So you can't tell me that these mixed messages aren't going to create confusion when they don't even know. And now you're telling me, oh, yo, you don't even need to get a double shot within this time, even though that's how it was tested. Hey, you know what? Hey, you can mix your vaccine with my vaccine, even though it was a race to who can get the vaccine first. Come on, it's too much mixed messaging with it. So yes, if Kelly wants to choose to take the vaccine and I want to choose to not, it's still a choice that I get. But to send out a mixed message and say, hey, you know what, schools, y'all can safely reopen without teachers getting vaccinated. All right, cool. I don't mind if the school's open without me getting the vaccine. Dig this. I don't mind. Listen to me. I don't mind if school's opening without me getting a vaccine. I mind the false pretense that parents, the false narrative that parents think that school is going to be school.
Exactly.
Like, say what it's going to be. It's going to be a hybrid model like Black Zeus is doing. People don't know that it's not. They think that it's going to be school's going to be
5 days a week. That's where a lot of these
school for 2 days, and then you're going to be home for 3 days. Like, it's still not going to be school.
But
the misconception is,
but
the
who makes that decision? Does the CDC make that decision? Does the CDC decide whether it's going to be hybrid or if it's going to be this, that, and the other? Or do they just give you guidelines to follow and then you follow them based on your judgment? Who makes the rules? See, here's the thing. You keep thinking
CDC,
the CDC does not. The CDCs make guidelines. All right, they don't make regulations.
Then don't let me answer it though. Okay. But I'm gonna let you go. Wait. But in the future, don't ask a question.
I'm sorry, but it's just like,
go ahead. But in the future, don't ask a question. Don't let nobody answer.
Okay, but my whole thing is the CDC is giving you guidelines on what information they have, what information they know, and telling you, okay, this is the best way you could work with this. Here's how you could work with this. Here's what you could do with this, that, and the other. At the end of the day, it's up to you what you're going to make as your final decision, or your individual school district, or your individual state, whatever the case is. These are just simply guidelines, and we're acting like they're God-written laws.
Hey, listen, I don't act like that. The parents do, because guess what?
Exactly.
Then the state says we're not ready to open, and they say, but the CDC said you are.
Exactly. And the confusion comes in as someone who's observing. If you go to one county's operating one way based on whatever science they fucking magically make up, and then you look at another county and they're more strict. You're like, hold up, why is this county more strict based on whatever magical science that they made up? So it's just like, yo, there's inconsistency across the board, therefore there is confusion.
I'm sorry, you're an expert in what? In viral medication?
No, when I'm an expert it's illogical thinking and confusion. If one county is operating one way and another county is operating another way and it's inconsistent, that shit doesn't make any sense. I will ask that one county, why are you operating that way? Well, if both school systems don't have the proper ventilation system, let's say both school systems have poor infrastructure to properly do what, adhere to all the CDC guidelines, but this one school system say, yeah, we're going to bunk what the CDC guideline has to say or take bits and pieces of it. This should cause confusion, especially if I'm a parent and wait, this is going to be ongoing.
This is going to be another conversation. I think we should move on because this is a conversation.
I stepped away for about 5 minutes. And y'all niggas still talking about the same shit.
That's one question, though. Let me ask you a question.
No, nobody answer. Nobody answer.
You don't have to answer it. You don't have to answer it. Don't answer it. All right? Don't answer it. Right? Do you believe in climate change?
Stop right there. Let's move on.
All right.
No.
Yo, don't
answer. We're move
don't
on.
Answer.
All right, we're transitioning to the book. We're concluding. My Sister's the Serial Killer. Smith, help me with the author's name.
Did he help you, or you still need help with it?
I still need help.
You should have been practicing it all week, man. You should have been practicing it.
Unfortunately, I have a 9-to-5 job, bruh. But anyway,
listen, man. You're not being logical. You're not being logical.
You know when I don't have it in front of me, I forget.
You're the moderator. Anyway, you're not being logical right now.
Smith, put it in front of you, bro. I need to hear that accent.
Anyway, let's jump into the questions, man. My man,
Braithwaite. Yeah.
Say it again for the audience.
Oyinkan Braithwaite.
All right, my sister's a serial.
That wasn't African. That was Haitian.
I said that was
you got the wrong accent. It wasn't Nigerian.
Go ahead, bro.
All right. Consider the incident with the policeman bribes a frightened Corday. She knows that the educated women anger men of his ilk. How would you describe the place of women in Nigerian society as depicted in the novel?
And it's today. We didn't finish the questions from last week.
Yeah, that was the.
That's what we said.
Rehash my question. Yeah.
Okay. Which one was this?
This is the second one.
Second one. I'm gonna let y'all go first. I gotta go first in just about every question, man. I'm gonna let y'all go first.
That's the only way you're gonna get into it if you don't go in first, because you see how they just,
I mean, I know it's what you're talking about too. I'm surprised.
This was early on in the chapter where they were where they had Femi's body in the trunk.
Mm-hmm. I'm surprised that homeboy didn't ask for more, like sexual favors. To be honest, how would you describe the place of women in Nigerian society?
Go ahead, Kevin. My bad.
No, I'm not going first, man. I go first all the time.
You know what? When I initially thought of this question, and like that part of the book, I think this is most women in general who feel this way. Like, we all have listened to Kevin Samuels these past couple of months, and there is a level of thinking.
Shout out to Kevin Samuels.
There's a level of thinking amongst educated women that do look amongst men who are not as educated with them as inferior. I wouldn't necessarily say this is a Nigerian culture thing. I think this is just a global thing where just women just feel like, I don't know, they're entering a space now where I remember Shu always saying it, like they're taking on this alpha woman persona. And I think an attribute of being an alpha woman is being this sort of educated woman. And I don't know, it's just like, I think they think men are intimidated by their education, so therefore they stick their chest out with it. But it's I think it's a false perception that they have, though, like that men are feeling some type of way about their education. Like, we could care less.
Yeah, you know what though? I don't know, Brad, because sometimes with like all of us being educated men, I can't really say that I can speak for the ones who aren't. Maybe I would feel intimidated if, I'm working as whatever that doesn't have.
Are you intimidated by like a CEO of a company? They hold higher degrees and higher certifications, or a CEO
position and career than you.
Yeah.
No, because of my class. But like, if I have to be the type of dude where like my woman is making more than me, or I'm not even making more, but like I'm not able to live a comfortable lifestyle, a lifestyle that's as well off as, the female or whoever, then yeah, maybe I would feel a little intimidated. Like, you get some dudes in general who, not saying that you back away from it or shy away, but you might still feel intimidated. Like, okay, well, I've never dealt with a woman of this caliber who can have whatever conversations with me or can, do more than what I'm used to experiencing. So maybe in that situation, I can see the intimidation coming in or playing a part.
Two things. One is the fact of men don't approach. See, the thing is, women think men approach them the way they approach men. When men approach women, they approach them based on physical attractiveness, and their femininity and such. That's what men are drawn into. Women are drawn into men's accomplishments and what they have, what resources they have. And so I've heard many women talk about when they meet a guy, and they're telling their girlfriends, they're like, yeah, girl, he's a doctor and he lives in such and such. He drives this car and this, that, and the other, da, 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 da. They never say he's a nice guy. He's caring. He contributes to, charity or this, that, and the other. They always put that as like this almost like a resume before they start speaking about who the man is as a man individually. And I think they think that men think the way that they think, and that's not the case. Men go, man, she fine as hell, man. You should see she's pretty face, complexion, she's this tall, that, this, that. And then we'll talk about what their career is and what they're doing, this, that, and the other. We put that in second place. Mm-hmm. So the whole thing is, because we're approaching it from two different angles, a man's not even going to be concerned about her career or her education until after he gets the phone number and gets to know her. Maybe he's in a certain type of environment and they're holding conversation and it goes over his head. Then he might feel intimidated. He might feel some sort of way, but that's not the way he is going to approach a woman in the first place. Number one. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Number two, these women, because the fact of they're coming in the mindset like, I'm a this and I'm a that and I'm a this and I'm a that. And if I don't find out he's X, Y, and Z above me or on my level, then he's beneath me. He's less than a man. And it's crazy to me because it almost seems like you're competing with the men that you're trying to be with, which is really stupid to me.
Let me ask you this question, just off your thinking. Does a man feel like, oh, well, the woman's inadequate if she doesn't do like the womanly duties that we expect them to do?
9 out of 10 times? No. 9 out of 10 times nowadays. I know, like, I don't know about you, but I know so many dudes that would date a woman, regardless of whether she can cook, clean, or do any of that stuff. And nowadays, it's a bonus. It's not the standard. It's a bonus.
Yeah.
Nowadays, if a woman, as long as she can find it,
that's not the standard nowadays.
That's not
the standard. I said that was a standard, bro.
I did too.
Think about it. Think about this. It's okay for a woman to say to a man, he's got to make a certain type of income. He's got to have a certain type of lifestyle. But if a man says to a woman, she's got to cook clean, it's sexist.
I don't know, Shub. I feel like that's I feel like that's what Kevin's saying is bases his whole premise on. Like, you know a woman who can do those things.
Those are standard.
You gotta be able to hold that in the house. Especially she was what you're saying, like the women measure us by the he's a doctor, he's a this, he's a that. You're right. Okay, I'm acknowledging that. And now this is how I'm measuring you by. I'm measuring you by if you can hold down the house, if you're gonna stay in shape, if you're going to be physically attractive, if you're going to be feminine. Like, that's what I feel like that standard is measured by once you get to a certain class, to the sense of like, I can take care of you. But Schubert, I agree with you saying, okay, if we're 50-50, we're splitting everything, or even maybe she's making more than I am, then it's just like, okay, then my standards are different. But, if I'm a dude who could take care of my own and take care of you, if I don't need you to, when you don't have to work, if you don't have to, then it's like, I'm not taking care of you, and you ain't cooking and cleaning all this. Like,
but here's the thing: we're not talking about like the dude that can take care of all the bills by himself. All right, we're talking about the average. Okay, you got to remember.
Well, in that one, yes, I agree.
In the average, we're talking about the average here. All right, that's where you really got to base this stuff. You can't base stuff at the top 10% or the lower 10%. You got to base it right in the middle.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Cooking and cleaning is not average.
Bro, I required that shit.
Time out. Hold on. Let me finish. That used to be the standard. That used to be a standard. Women used to actually be proud of how well they could cook, clean, and take care of a man. Now, with this whole feminist thing,
I agree. No, I agree.
Now
it's just sex. Like, they just be like, I get good head.
So that's on average. So on average, what are men? Let me ask the question. On average, so what are men requesting from women these days?
If it seemed like we partners. Like, you help me out with.
Honestly, nowadays the standards for men are basically like, hey, she's somewhat attractive and she has a job. That's it. That's basically what it boils down to this generation of men. That's why you had so many beta males, right? That's why you have so many alpha females and beta males.
Go ahead, Smith.
I'm not afraid of the CEO chick. I'm not afraid of the educated women. I actually like educated women. That shit turns me on. So, I might just be different, but I'm not intimidated. I'm not intimidated at all by that.
Because you're educated yourself, Smith. That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah, you're not the average, Smith. You're not the average. Think about this. All right, think about this.
That shit is attractive as hell.
But that chick is still more educated than Smith, though, and Smith is not intimidated.
Yeah, that's
because Smith is standing on strong ground. Smith is already one above the average height. He's at 6 feet up. All right, where the average height is 5'9". All right, and all women want this tall 6 foot man or whatever the case is. Secondly, Smith is in the 6-figure category. Not every man, especially a black man, in the 6-figure category. All right.
He's also educated.
And then add down the fact that he's educated. He could hold on a conversation. So he knows that what he's bringing to the table is going to be like, nah, chick, I'm what every chick wants.
So, all right, so let me present the situation.
But if you're the average dude working blue collar, 9 to 5, just trying to get by, this, that, and the other, you got to scale the walls and prove yourself to these chicks nowadays because they think I got a master's and I'm this and I'm that and blase. You got to prove yourself, your value, your worth to me. You work at UPS as a delivery guy, or you got to prove your value to me.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying?
But
so these guys drop their standards.
But in the book, right, Corday projected that the police officer was intimidated. There was nothing in that conversation that that insinuated that this police officer was. He was just instructing them what to do, and Corday said, "Yo, men of his ilk are intimidated." Like, where do women like that come from, where they could just project these sort of insecurities upon men without actually really interacting with them?
All of this feminism that says hey, you are a woman and you're superior and all, not superior, but so for instance, if you look up toxic masculinity is male behavior that is, I believe it said, basically toxic against society or other males. You know what toxic femininity is? Behavior that is feminine behavior that is submissive to a man. So it's toxic to be submissive to a man, but nobody said being toxic about being submissive to a woman. So think about that mentality. Everything that makes you a man, assertive, aggressive, competitive, that makes you toxic. There's something wrong with you. But if a woman's doing that, well, she's just being a strong woman in this male patriarchy.
So did Corday demonstrate toxic femininity in that sort of projection onto that police officer, saying that I
think so.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, the fact that she didn't even speak to the man or get to see where he was coming from before she made that judgment, just because he was a man in that position. Think about that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but her judgment was right of him.
Now, if her judgment was based off of experience or based off of, which, has been said a lot in those areas, police are corrupt. So if she just saying that he's a corrupt cop, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But if you're saying that you're treating him that way because he's a male in that position, then that's a whole nother thing.
No, I think she was doing it as a corrupt cop, though.
Then it had nothing to do with being the gender or the sex. It had nothing to do with it.
But she said men of his ilk. So, but I think it was still talking about that kind of officer man.
Right.
Because, when he took the 3,000 that she offered, he was like, nah, look, I'm looking at you. You look like you got more money. And she went up to 5,000.
Yeah. And that's the other reason why I think to me, that was the reason why she was dumbing herself down, was to seem like I don't have that much money. Like, I'm poor. I'm just a poor little woman just trying to get by, this, that, and the other. I know I'm going to have to pay.
So I'm glad you brought clarity to that. Yeah. So it wasn't an intimidation part. It was she wasn't trying to get her pockets ran that deep.
Exactly.
So
he basically like, come on, man, don't run game on me. Do I look stupid to you?
Yeah. Pay that money. Give me that money.
Run that game. Come on now.
But the author chose to say that Corday felt like that man was intimidated when he actually wasn't. All he was a corrupt cop.
He was a corrupt cop. Yes.
And that I took problem, and I'm glad you brought clarity to that, because now I take problem to that whole interaction and how the author tried to make it seem as though that officer was intimidated. Like, he wasn't intimidated. He was just a corrupt cop.
Yeah, because how could he be intimidated? He's still in a position of power.
Exactly.
Regardless of what her degree, her education, her knowledge was, you got to do what the fuck I say. I'm the cop here. I'm the one with the badge and the gun. Yeah. I don't care if you were a CEO of, hair salon, this, that, and the other, and you were this, that, you still got to do what I say. I'm in the position of power here. So how would he be intimidated by you?
Yeah.
He might be annoyed. Oh, this bitch thinks that she's special. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna really run her pockets now. She thinks she Hasidini. Oh, okay. The price just went up to 7,000 euros.
That was.
All right, so let's get into the next question. On page 129, Corday brings out her notebook where she keeps track of Iola's actions. Do you think this notebook could come back to haunt them in any way? Well,
nigga, we read the book.
Yeah, Iola got away with murder, and my man, what was it?
Okay, later in part 2, maybe.
Tade's in jail without a doctor's license on some simp shit. But check it. She got this.
I'd have killed them both.
She got this notebook. Look,
I'd have killed them both.
But wait, she got this notebook and Mutar. What's my man's name? Mutar?
Yeah, the one who came out the coma. Yeah, Mutar.
Mutar know what she did too. Mutar know. That's why she burned that number. You know what I mean? She was like, "Dad, I can't even talk to Mutar no more." But Mutar know. You know what I mean? And she got this book. So you don't think I'm just saying? Yeah, they gotta wait for now. But nobody listen. Most time, I mean, this is Nigeria, but you can still get caught 20 years down. She got a book that confesses everything that they've done.
Yeah, that was stupid.
I'm just saying.
Well, hold up. We read the Myth of Male Power. We read the 12 legal defenses women have. They can easily turn around and say, I didn't write this shit. And they probably will believe.
Yeah, but the whole thing is, I
don't know.
Honestly, if I was the doctor, once I realized that Corday came in with that all I know is my sister stabbed, I'd be like, oh no, bitch, both of y'all gotta die now.
Yeah.
And when the cops get there, I'd be like, yo, they both were trying to set me up. They tried to kill me. I got the best of them. If you check the track record of her boyfriends, you'll see they're either missing or this, that, and the other, some foul play, and it'll work out in my favor. Because I
would have probably drank some shit and said, "Yo, I was drugged," and, just to make it even more suspicious, and just like, yo, I was drugged. I came to my senses and I defended myself.
Yo, I'm telling you.
I'm with you on that shit. I would have murked both of the sisters in that situation.
Yeah, I would have did them both in.
Yeah. Because Corday kind of gave the doctor a heads up and said, my sister's a killer.
But I was about to say, but he wasn't no killer. He was a doctor.
That's right. He was a simp.
Yeah. He was a simp, but that comes to his defense even better because he's a man of character. So it's just
he going to kill both of them and bury the bodies?
No, but what I'm saying is, if he had managed to kill both of them and people were like, oh shit, Tarde didn't kill both of these women, what happened? He's the only remaining survivor in that whole situation.
His story is going to hold weight.
His story is going to hold weight.
No, he's the male that killed 2 females and one of them is a beautiful female. He's going to jail. It's going to be a love. It's going to be a love triangle. You know what I mean? Okay. Look. His story holds weight if they find that book. See, that's what I'm saying.
They don't need to find that book. They don't need to find that book. Here's the thing.
2 dead bodies.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Hold up. Here's the thing. If I already know the fact of the sister told me, yo, she's hurt her boyfriends in the past, and she was trying to tell me like, yo, this bitch will kill you. Right. And now I've seen it and I know what the deal. She knows what the deal is. Right. Like, I mean, granted, he should have called the cops as soon as the chick tried to stab him, but whatever, as soon as I found out the sister was going to turn on me, I'd have did them both in. All right. And I would have been like, yo, they tried to set me up. They tried to do me in and they were going to kill me and get all my money or something like that. If you check, their boyfriend, the other boyfriend is still missing. The other guy that, she was dating while she was dating me mysteriously died of a drug overdose. The other guy died in a fire. That's a track record. Right?
She didn't tell him all of them. She didn't tell him.
But you don't need to.
Yeah. But you don't
the
need
fact
to,
of
though.
if you know that there's a relationship, like if you look at she had a track record relation, and if the cops go and say, well, to the mother, like, hey, what happened to this boyfriend? What happened to that boyfriend? And the mother's like, I don't know. There was a fire. I don't know. This one got overdosed on drugs. This one got this, that, and the other. Track record. Come on,
and
man.
And there was somebody there that saw two women in Femi's murder.
Yep.
And told Femi's sister, and that's why she drew suspicion on both of the two women.
Yeah.
So if Tade had, like Tushu said, Tade had went on and committed the murder, and Femi's sister would have said, "Yo, I think these two girls were trying to kill him."
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you.
She could have stepped up in the defense. I don't know. It's still hard to pull off, though. He's a doctor. That's the only thing he got, because he's a doctor. But he got two dead female bodies.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If a doctor suddenly stabs these two women out of nowhere, and this is a doctor with a track record of always being helpful and friendly and this, that, and the other, right? People going like, he must be telling the truth. He has no track record. Versus this girl got missing boyfriends.
Listen, and the mom says, yes, he was sending her flowers. She would destroy the flowers. She didn't like him, and he kept trying to chase after her. And Corday went to stop him. He wanted to kill her. You see what I'm saying?
I see the spin. You try to spin it the other way. Yeah. Okay.
Look, he brought a ring and everything. It was a fatal attraction. He was so attracted to her beauty that he said, if I can't have it, nobody can. And killed her sister too.
Right.
See what I'm saying? He's a dude, so it's still going to be hard.
Well,
he's a dude. No. Remember, he's a dude.
Hold up, a dude in Nigeria, not a dude in America.
Okay.
All right, because real talk.
But he's still a dude, though.
A dude, but still, here's the thing: the laws, not the laws.
Remember, she stopped. She stopped stuff. She was beautiful. You gotta remember that.
I hear what you're saying.
And she's in Nigeria.
I hear what you're saying, but the whole thing is that you got to remember the cultural difference. You gotta remember the cultural difference where men, especially a man of success and power, this, that, like a doctor, X, Y, and Z, is a highly sought out, man.
Yeah.
Right? And the whole thing, he could be like, listen, I was gonna break up with her. I didn't want to deal with her or her sister, and she tried to turn on me. And when I stabbed her, her sister came for me.
Oh no! I know how you can spin it. I'm just saying it could be spent both ways. Yeah, it can go both ways.
Nah,
that was some bull
because Iola Beauty could trump everything. It's just like it could be a fatal attraction type shit. Yeah, I could see that argument. She didn't stop it. She didn't stop the globe from spinning, bruh. That's Iola.
She stopped the globe from spinning.
Yeah, bruh. She was that type of attractive.
Whatever.
Yeah. What?
Ain't nobody that fine.
She was.
She was though, bruh.
Go ahead, moderator.
Not for nothing. I know that.
Skip. Wait, before you answer that, Kel, skip down to that last question.
I know that we all, grown men read, but I've been needing pictures in some of these books, man.
Okay, so this goes to fucking Smith last question, just for fun. It says this book is turning into a movie or a series. Who would you cast for the leads? Since you want pictures, let's find actors and actresses to fill these roles.
I'm either going for the killer. I'm going with Taraji P or Nia Long, bro, because they play some killers in the little. First, this is gonna be a cheesy black movie, y'all.
Hold up, but Taraji P or Nia Long to play Iola?
They're for Iola,
killer, bro. Yeah, to be the killer.
I don't know. Look, I find them attractive,
you gotta talk about attractive.
I just see them play killers before, bro.
I know who the sister was going to be. Corday was going to be old girl from I forget her name right now.
Oh shit!
No, not from Precious. No, she's pretty. She's pretty, but she's chocolate.
Ugly.
The girl from Just Us, the Lupita.
Okay.
For Corday.
Okay.
Lupita for Corday. I think that's like a fitting role because she's not ugly. Like Corday, not ugly. You know what I mean?
She's not ugly, but she is chocolate.
Ugly,
but she's chocolate.
She is chocolate.
She's not ugly, but she ain't hot. That's what it boils down to. She ain't hot.
So But Iola gotta be she gotta be fine.
Yeah, Iola has to be fine, bro.
Iola has to be a porn star.
What?
She gotta be like Jada Fire or somebody, you know. She gotta be a porn star. That's the only way you're gonna get.
But like, Jada Fire's chocolate, bro. Iola's fair skin.
Make a Luna Star.
All right, you got to make it.
Who the fuck is Luna Star?
Luna Star.
Oh, she's Spanish though, bro.
Okay. All right. Well,
we know who's Kelvin's favorite actress at this point is.
Yeah. Sure enough is, bro. It ain't hiding that one.
Like, you need to figure out. You need to find a chick that has that porn star body with the boobs and this, that, and the other, and fair skin. I mean, you know.
Yeah, because I had a nice picture of Viola in my head, but I was just thinking, like, if they did it in the movie,
she even dressed in the porn star clothes with the heels and the tight short clothes.
Yeah, got her boobs out. And all
got the boobs out all the time. This, that, and the other. You know, and even when the one person at the hospital desk was like, "What is that smell?" And she whispered something in that person's ear, and the look on their face like, "Oh," you know. And she's like, "Yeah, keep that our secret." You know, like, "Oh, wait a minute, what did she say?"
What did she say? Right? What did she say?
I feel like she's like, "Yo, that was my pussy." You know, like, "Oh, wait a minute."
You know who I think now? I think
Pussy Juice be number 9.
Janelle Monáe, and I think Iola.
Courtney Janelle Monáe.
Yeah, and I think Iola could be Zoe Kravitz.
Zoe Kravitz.
Yes.
She's cute.
Iola could be Zoe Kravitz.
Zoe Kravitz. Man. With the curly hair.
yeah. Just Google Zoe Kravitz real quick. Yeah, that could be Zoe Kravitz. That's Lenny Kravitz and what's that chick from the Cosby?
Lisa Bonet.
Yeah, Lisa. That's their daughter.
That's not Bonet. What's her name?
Cosby show.
Lisa Bonet.
Lisa Bonet.
The light skin one. The light skin sister.
Yeah.
The one that went to like a different world or something.
Yeah.
Lisa Bonet.
Lisa Bonet and Lenny Kravitz had a daughter.
Oh yeah, they had a daughter. Yeah.
Yeah. Zoe Kravitz.
Yeah.
Oh, never knew.
Zoe Kravitz. Henry got like.
Just because she's light skinned, bro.
Oh, Henry got 5 minutes, man. You got 2 questions in there.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was just gonna bounce.
We watching for you, Henry. We already know the drill.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get into the rating of the book. I did have one question I wanted to ask, but we ain't got time for it, so I'm going to ask Smith's final question.
Oh, yeah. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, because, all right, so what was your overall experience reading My Sister the Serial Killer? The book is considered by most critics as darkly humorous. Did you find it funny? If so, where did you find the humor? Facts.
You know what? For me, funniest part was just the accents. I don't know. I thought the book was
accent.
Right.
There was
I had an audio book.
The accent.
I didn't understand. I didn't understand how like the narrator didn't have the African accent, but then when she was, fucking being other people, he was using an accent. Like, yo, both of y'all are African, bro.
I thought the narrator did have an accent.
Nah, yo, go back to the chapter where they was doing the cop. He's making that nigga mad African.
Well, the chick had an accent though. She had an accent. I can't tell what tribe it came from in Nigeria, but she definitely had an accent.
He said, I can't tell what tribes she came from.
How many tribes Nigeria has, bruh?
Too many.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't find any humor. I didn't find any humor either.
Clients.
You know what this reminded me of?
It had a fucked up ending. That ending was some bullshit.
Yo, it reminded me of them little cheap African movies that you be watching when you be in the little hair braiding salons. My wife comes back and be telling me about the movies, and she'll tell me the plot. I'm like, yo, let me check this shit out on Netflix, yo. It'll be whack as hell.
Yeah.
Like,
you can try to give it a shot, but man, the cinematography be off. Yeah,
it's
man.
Like
whack as hell.
It's like 4 characters. There's 4 characters. There's only 3 different settings in the whole movie. Like, chill, bro. I'm good.
And the acting is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
In different settings. Yeah.
I don't know. One, I don't find it humorous. I mean, maybe the critics might have been like, well, it's ironic that all these men glorify this woman's beauty, and that's what ends up getting them killed. Or, so maybe that ironic, the irony in there, maybe that's what they were talking about. I don't know. I didn't find it funny. I didn't find it dark. I'm like, listen, that's your idea of dark. Don't jump into my mind. I was just like, that's it. She stabbed him. That's all she did.
That is all she did.
That's all she did was stab him. Ooh, I'm not impressed. She drugged him. They burned the building down. Like,
they burned the building.
Like, how many other artists or movies are just like that? Like,
yeah, exactly. It's like that's like you a basic bitch, with that type of killing. Like, no.
Basic killing bitch.
I mean, we're talking about Jeffrey Dahmer days nowadays, and Marilyn Manson, and this is dark to you? Shit. But but real talk though, I didn't like the ending. It did get on my nerves that she just went on to the next one. Mm-hmm. Like, I get the fact of this is your sister, ride or die, this, that, and like I told y'all, if I kill one with my sister, I'm gonna kill 150 with my sister. I mean, but my whole thing was like, this is a story, and to see how like the doctor just got played.
Yeah, fact.
Yeah.
Like, not for
in
nothing.
jail, lost his license. Yeah.
If that dude gets out of jail and don't kill these bitches.
Yeah, he lost his license.
Like, I'm telling you, the worst they could have did, as for me, if I was the doctor, the worst thing they could have did was let me live. Because once I get out of jail, I'm killing these bitches. I'm killing them. I'm killing them in front of their mama in the living room while eating that delicious pineapple cake. All right,
but you ain't getting out of jail because Viola was too fine, so you ain't never getting out of jail.
6 months. They said whatever. The whole thing is,
he didn't get a long jail sentence. Yeah,
he didn't get a long jail sentence. All right, and she just dismissed that. Like, hold up, I just ruined this man's life. He's got 6 months to fester in jail. This man knows anatomy, physiology very well, and has plenty of time to think about taking my ass out. And they just went back to normal life. Really?
Well, shoot, you remember
women
conversation about what we thought was wrong
shit.
and what we thought was right. Like knowing what's wrong and knowing what's right. Yeah, you can't be mad that she,
So I got
but once again, but here's the thing. We were talking about what's wrong and right about the law. And look what the law did to this innocent man. So you still on the law side, bruh?
Yeah, I got a question.
Yeah, think about that. Think about that.
What's your question, Smith?
She was Courtney Day a serial killer too?
No.
Nah, she's just an accessory to murder.
Yeah.
She's an accessory to a serial killer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because Courtney doesn't have
but Courtney was with her when Courtney was with her for it up. But she was with her for 2 of the actual murders, though.
No, she wasn't. She wasn't.
No, she was with her for one. For her father, when they killed her father, she was there.
But here's the thing: when she killed the father, one, she didn't actually. Here's the difference: there's one thing to actually be in the room when somebody pulled the trigger, and being the person who pulls the trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. That's why I was asking.
She's not a serial killer.
But do they both? Do they both get the same sentence, though? Do they both get the same sentence?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they'll get the same sentence.
Yeah. So she coming downstairs looking at number 5, man. Dude was about to be number 5.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you know what, though?
Because that's basically premeditative.
Yeah, she just the killer.
She know what's going to happen to dude. And she just, hey, how's it going? Number 5. I mean, George. I'm totally new, about 6'1", 250 pounds.
I mean, George.
She's measuring dude up, figuring what the body bag size got to be. And
already,
shit,
right?
She's like, "Are you got any allergies? Anything in the peanuts?"
They were definitely two determined chicks, man. They were two determined chicks. She knew how to clean and with the keep, and she knew how to kill. That shit was crazy. Like, you just killing motherfuckers.
Well, yeah, she knows how to clean. She's a nurse. She works in the medical practice.
Yeah.
In the medical
That's just
field.
That's just some bullshit.
That's a normal standard, because the whole thing is, when she's talking about the bleach, I know about that. You need at least 7 cups of bleach to every 1 cup of water to completely eliminate blood from anything. I mean, it's a 7 to 1
what you was
ratio.
about to say?
It's just disappointing to read a story about chicks getting away with murder after all these other books that we didn't read.
I'm like, yo, they just got away with that shit.
Like we didn't read real life events where this shit actually happens, and now we read it through a book where the chick could have at least got caught, or at least lost a nipple or something.
Listen, I'm saying, if the doctor gets out,
she got a stab wound.
If the doctor get out of jail and don't take these bitches out, he really a simp.
The justice would have been if the doctor had slashed Iola's face. Not killing her, but slashed her face where she's no longer pretty. That would have been dope.
Yeah.
That would have been a dope ending.
Yep.
Like,
this ends now.
Yeah. It's like, all right, you didn't kill Iola. Rather than stabbing her to her side, just slashing her face where she's no longer pretty.
You killed her.
And now she can't kill. Yeah, you killed her though. You didn't kill her.
You killed her metaphorically.
Yeah. That would have been dope.
This snow is coming down.
I know, man. This is some bullshit.
Yeah. What do you rank it, real quick? You gave. What do you give this book?
1 out of 5, Kel. 1 out of 5.
Out of how many?
No,
1 out of 5.
5s. No point. No 0.7, 0.3. Thank you.
I give it 2. I wasn't too crazy about it. It was. I had to go back and keep reading it. It's hard to keep my focus, and I don't like the ending, man. The chick just got away with murder. It kind of hit home, personal with all of this. After reading through, I'm not even sure which book it was. I don't remember which one, but you see all of them chicks getting away with all of this shit, and now you get to hear it again.
Mr. Mel Power.
Yeah, it was some chick lit, but I like the book though, because it was something different than what we've been reading, and it was an easy read for me. I finished it really fast. I give it 3.5. It didn't make me laugh. I didn't see any humor, but it was just interesting to see that same way in America that bitches get down, same way in Africa bitches get
down. Honestly, originally I would have gave it a 3 out of 5 for entertaining. I'll say it was an entertaining book,
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it that. But then with the ending, I had to take it back to it too. Because here's the thing. Here's what you're getting me to believe. I've been chasing after a chick for all this time. She cheated on me with some other dude, kicked me to the curb, X, Y, and Z. And then the bitch tried to kill me. After I stab her, I don't call the cops. I don't call my boys to help me get rid of the body. I don't finish this chick off. I call her sister to come and set me up. Come on. Like, what kind of stupid ass, like, the author really messed up on the ending. The other stuff might have been believable. They almost got caught doing this. They did this to do that. They did this, that. Mm-hmm. They burned down the building. All that stuff was feasible, was believable. But as a doctor in the medical profession who knows about life and death, anatomy, physiology, you're telling me, I chased down this chick who played me, who I was like, in love sick with, and now she tried to kill me, which the sister warned me about, and I called her sister.
Yeah.
That's not plausible. That's just not plausible. So that's where the story just is like, yeah, I call bullshit.
He went from the street. He was a doctor, man. So he called his sister.
Yeah, he didn't call the cops. Come get this chick. I mean, he didn't call medical profession. He called legal. He called the sister.
Yeah.
Because, how was that supposed to go down for him? Really?
He called the sister who warned him.
You know what I mean?
That she's a killer.
Yeah. I didn't call the cops, come get this bitch. And then I call your sister like, yo, bitch, you could have told me your sister was a killer.
Yeah.
You could have told me. You ain't had to be like
I told
nonchalant
you
about
killer.
that.
You ain't want to listen.
You told me she might hurt me, like she gonna break my heart.
Nigga, that's the type of hurt I was thinking.
Yeah.
I ain't think death.
Like seriously, it's like that's just not a plausible ending. That's a thing. That's why I was just like, what the?
It's not.
Like that was sloppy. That was real sloppy.
Entertaining talking about it though. I tell you that.
Yeah. I mean, you told me about the Chiefs' bright teeth and everything, and his pretty cane. You went through all of that trouble, give me all these details, but then you gonna finish it off sloppy. That was lazy of the author. That was real lazy.
It's tough a lot of times. It's tough sometimes, man. Ending the book on a high note. Books and movies, man.
Nah, but they could have ended it on a plausible.
No, and then with like you said, that splash across Iola's face, I like.
Yeah,
that.
bro, that's what I was thinking because I got through the book,
amazing.
And I was just like, I felt like Shu because when Shu said, "What the F, Smith?" I was like, "What is he talking about?" I got to that ending too, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Bro,
I wanted to say something about it before. I was like, "Yo," I got to the end, and I was like, "Yo, are you fucking shitting me?"
Yo. Man, I give it a 2.5. It had potential. It really did.
No potential. No halves.
No halves. No 0.5. Like that's ridiculous. That's
all right. We'll give it a 2. I give it a 2, man. It had
0.5s, 3 and 2s.
Yeah, it had a lot of potential. I didn't find any humor. I wish I didn't read the critic reviews because I was anticipating humor. I didn't get it. But I don't know, man. Like I'm not gonna repeat what everyone said, but it was just a disappointment ending, man. It really was. It really was. I don't understand. I'm about to ask people where was the humor in the critic section. Like, I'm trying to find it.
But ask them where the darkness was.
But listen.
Ask them where the darkness was, because I'm just like, really?
But look, a lot of females read this book. That's why I said it's chick lit. You know what I mean? Chick literature. So these comments are coming. The humor is coming from these females, these wicked ass sisters out here.
That think it's justified that the doctor got done the way he got done.
That's what you mean by
justified.
Are you saying women aren't as funny as men?
No, I'm saying that more females have read this book than males. Not a lot of males read this book. You know what I mean?
I mean, I would think the fact that
when you look in the comments section, when you look in the critic part, you will see like
girl power. If they're thinking girl power, it's funny that he got done up like that and this, that, and the other. Like they, that alpha female thing again.
Well, like you said, man, I didn't even think like that along the lines, but like even their interpretation of the cop, that's some girl power shit to say intimidation, where we were able to clarify that and say, nah, that was just corruption.
Yeah, that's all it was.
Yeah, that was just corruption.
Yeah, my man wasn't intimidated. He was trying to run your pockets.
What happened to you would happen to me. Yeah, he just
exactly.
Like at the end of the day, no matter what he said, he would have won. He could have been like, "Yo, run your pockets, drop your panties. I'm gonna write you a ticket." He's not losing in that situation. Why would he be intimidated?
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
you can't overpower him physically or socially. Why would he be intimidated? You have no power in the situation.
So So we say this is a feminist book, bruh?
I wouldn't say that much.
Not a feminist book, but I say chick lit, man.
It's chick lit.
I really thought he was talking about gum.
No,
I can't.
Chick literature.
Chick literature. Okay.
I promise that's what I thought he was saying.
That was sexist, bro. That was really sexist. Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's feminist. Because the whole thing is, I was rooting for Karoti, to get with the doctor. Like he would come to his senses and see the sister for the snake and the succubus that she actually is.
Yeah.
Or at least that Karoti would be like, "Yo, I know this dude. He's a friend of mine. He's a coworker." The other dudes, you don't know.
I thought she was going to really intervene. Yeah, she really caved in on that. But like, she was trying to shoot her shot though, because she tried to take the engagement ring out of his office. She did do that though.
Yeah,
but I gotta.
But when it came push to shove, she threw my man underneath the fucking, not even underneath the bus. She threw him underneath the bus that was under a plane that was under a fucking, like Oh
Hey,
my
check it
God! I
out.
was just
Check it out, Black Zeus. If you insert two dudes, if you flip it and it's dudes doing this same killing, does
there
that
would be
change the
outrage to
dynamic of
this
the book?
book. It would have
Then
been
there's outrage
outrage.
to the book. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm just like insert dudes
Society,
now.
they would have like, how dare you write a book like this? The ACL, you would have been on it, this, that, and the other. You know, every feminist group would have been like ready to buy copies and burn it in the street. And
All right, so
Yeah,
now
mate.
we got to find a book with a male serial killer, not based on a true story, but like a fictional male serial killer, and see if the
And see
targets
if
were
he
women.
gets.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a target. But yeah,
that
I
targets
see. Like,
women.
I
would
just
that
don't
be?
think you'll find that.
Recently, not some shit from the 80s and 90s and early 2000s. I
I
say
don't think you'll find that.
A male serial killer that
within the
targets
past 5
women?
years. You don't think there's a male serial killer fiction
I
book?
don't think so. Here's the only reason why I don't think, and I could be wrong. Most of these fictional books are based on a female crowd. They're the ones that mostly buy these types of books. And the whole thing is they're never gonna want to read a book where they're the victim.
They're the victim.
They're either going to be the heroine, they're going to be the serial killer, the monster, or they're going to be like, the sexual, romantic, whatever the case is. They're always going to come out on top. They never are going to come out on the bottom.
So wait.
You can drop off, Kels. I hear you, bro.
Yeah.
I'm out. I got the new book. I'm about to put it in the group chat right now.
No
All
doubt.
right, that's what it is. Check this out.
That's like trying to sell a book on slavery where the overseer gets away with everything he did to the slaves to black people.
So wait, you saying this though, right? So if you put these dudes in a book, it's no longer it's dark.
Nobody's gonna buy it.
No. Now we think it's dark now, but they don't find humor in it anymore.
Oh shit! If I write the book,
I'm saying it's the same. It's the same book, but it's two dudes doing this.
Two dudes.
Does it change the humor? Does it change the darkness?
There'll be no humor.
There'll be no humor anymore. Oh, okay.
No humor.
Wow.
I honestly think the humor is just the fact that these men kept getting sucked in by her beauty. And women find that funny.
They find that
You're
funny.
like a bunch of suckers. That's what they all were.
Not just a bunch of suckers. They probably feel like it's justice. Think about all the, and I hate to say this, but think about all the women that are unattractive or average chicks that got shut down or turned away by the dude because they were chasing after the succubus chick. And they're like, yeah, that's what you get. Because they're probably think about how many women are probably Corodi's situation. All right.
Yeah, that's what
they're probably thinking,
Corday.
Sorry, Corday. So a lot of women probably fell into the Corday mentality, like, yeah, I'm always being passed up for the Beyonce chick, my pretty sister, my pretty friend, whatever the case in the group. And now it's like men are getting what they deserve for passing me up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then if you're the what's the other chick? What's her name?
Ayola.
Those are the chicks that's like, yeah, that's what I wish I could do to some of these men that's always trying to hit on me or just chasing after me just for the booty. And then when they get it, they leave me. Like, think about the audience that you're catering to.
Yeah.
Right?
Do men by and large read this sort of genre of book?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I think most men probably read more the way we typically read, mostly reference. Like, it has to be like a tool. It has to be a purpose to it. Versus like for more women, or not all women, but generally it's more aesthetic. It's more like, oh, it's a pretty story that I liked and it made me feel good.
We're not reading them for escapes. We're reading them for, like you said, reference.
For use. For use.
Yeah. I was thinking along those lines
something
too.
Tangible. Yeah.
Like, even if it's fictional, like for me, like some of that fiction is rooted in something non-fictional, like an actual event. Like, you could make up a lot of the the missing links and stuff like that, but like for me, it's just got to be rooted in something factual and stuff. But
well, that's why I was trying to write those questions out, because when I read it and I was like, I read this whole thing, they're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? So I was like, let me think about and try to make the questions based
this
on the
book
line.
had potential. I'm not gonna front. I was into it. I really was. Like
I said,
that's what I said.
It had potential,
yeah.
and then it's like there was some missing gaps here and there, but like I enjoyed it. And man, they just shit. I think it's the ending, bro. If they just ended it a lot better, bro, this book could have got a 4 out of me, bro. It was just some dumb shit. The ending was some bullshit.
When I was into it, like I said, I was at a 3. Had the ending been on point,
ending is like,
it might have pushed me to a 4.
Yeah.
It might have pushed me to a 4, but because the ending was so crappy, it pushed me back to a 2. Like, oh no.
Yeah, the ending's like, y'all really went there?
Y'all shit the bed on this one.
Like, why you go there with that?
You know what's interesting, and this is a question I had.
But now I got wait. Oh, my fault.
No, go ahead, Smith.
But so you just think that also was just another guy, or do you think that was Muhtar that just found out and he came to the house?
At the end.
That was another guy.
That was another guy.
Another guy.
Yeah, another guy. Because she would have said,
I was like,
number one, she would have said it was another. She would have said it was Muhtar, and number two.
Oh yeah, she would have been like, oh no, Muhtar.
The chapter started with number 5.
That's
the title of the chapter.
Start like that.
It was number 5.
Hey,
next on the hit list.
Hey, you got.
It did start off like that.
And if
you know
Muhtar,
what? I'm glad you connect that.
If it was Muhtar, the sister wouldn't have to introduce her. This is my sister, Korode. She introduced her.
And Muhtar was much older too, so I don't think Iola would have fell for Muhtar anyway.
Not even fell for Muhtar, but the whole thing is, you think Muhtar, knowing what he knew after he spoke to the sister, he gonna mess with these crazy asses? He probably saw the news report and saw what happened to the doctor. Like, oh no, I'm not fucking with that bitch. I don't care if she called me. I'm not fucking with these crazy bitches. Like, they got away with that shit? Oh no, I'm out. I'm out. Don't call me. Don't have to call my phone.
They got away with that.
Well, I just thought of something. What do you thought about Muhtar's dynamic relationship with his son? Because when he came to, and the son brought like the extra chick, and he was like, yo, what happened to so-and-so? And then it was like this whole dynamic and stuff like that.
I was kind of wondering what the history was, because like if his son was like this dude that just went from chick to chick, he just was not, because he'd be like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I'm not doing this. Like, you just jump from one chick to the next. But if it was more like, this is not the chick I picked for you, then I'd be like, that's kind of fucked up. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I think he was on some. I think he might have been jumping from chick to chick. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
That would have been interesting to understand a little bit more, but obviously that's not the whole plot of the story and shit.
Yeah.
I did like that part of the story though. I did like that part about Muhtar though. The fact that they talked about being able to hear somebody while you're still in that
while you
coma
sleep.
shit.
Yeah. Like he defied all science that they thought.
And it's weird because like when I was shot, people was saying they was talking to me, and I'm like, yo, I don't remember nobody fucking talking to me. But I did see some fucking light when I was waking up and shit. When I finally was waking back up out of being asleep and all that shit. But I don't remember nobody talking to me. And they were like, we're talking to you. But the fact that he said, like, yo, I heard your voice.
Her voice gave him life and shit.
Well, there's two things
my grandmother said that shit before. When she was in a coma, she said, like, I heard y'all talking to me. And I'm like, yo, that shit is interesting.
There's two things about comas. So most people think of coma as you just being completely knocked out of sleep. But there is a type of coma where it's basically you're paralyzed. It's even happened in surgery. There's actually a movie about it called Awake, I think it's called.
Awake?
Where basically people, I think it's called Awake or something like that. But the whole thing is, long story short, is the fact of they're supposed to be in a comatose state, but their body's in a comatose state, but their mind is still alert.
That's what they say.
Their mind is still alert. because the whole thing is you got to remember the body responds to stimulus, and that stimulus could be anything from the sound of something, vibration, or light. That's the whole reason why we tell people to get better sleep, get dark curtains, because your skin actually, your body and your skin responds to light. So if there's light coming in and your body receives that ultraviolet light, it tells your melatonin levels to switch up to, hey, it's time to wake up. The light is up. You see what I'm saying? Like there's a lot more deeper science to it than just the whole like, oh, you're comatose, you don't hear anything. You know. So I could see where reality, someone's voice coming in on a regular for a long period of time talking to you is causing that stimulation, and that constant stimulation can, you know, maybe help keep you from saying fuck it, you know, just shutting down completely.
Yeah, because
I was about to say on some other shit, that wasn't even her patient though, yo. She was just going in there dumping on him.
Yeah.
Because she thought she wanted to
she needed a vent,
talk.
She needed to get that shit off her chest.
She couldn't tell her therapist that shit.
Writing in the book wasn't doing it for her, so she needed to get it off her chest, and she thought he would never wake up.
And here's the thing: will she be able to sustain that shit? Now she doesn't have that therapist to talk to that is going to keep her secrets. Will she be able to keep her sanity with her sister just knocking off dudes and that shit sitting on her conscience? Like, yo, you know.
That's a great question. How does Corday cope with future murders of Iola?
That's the reason why I told you she's
now
not
that she don't have
killer.
That therapist.
Yeah,
she's not a serial killer, because like the whole thing is that sits in her mind and it eats away at her. Versus her sister could do that shit and then go right back on Facebook like nothing happened.
On Instagram like it's nothing.
Well, what do you call that though? What do you call that? She's not the killer, but she's not even the accomplice. I don't want to call her accomplice. Like She's disposing of bodies, but she's disposing of the bodies, though.
But in her mind,
is that really? But her sister not disposing of the bodies. Corday's doing it. Her sister ain't even helping her. Her sister's just killing, and then she coming to clean it up.
Yeah, because in her mind, I have to protect my sister.
But what do you call that, though? What do you call that? That's not
she's an accessory to murder.
Essentially,
not an accessory.
An enabler. Man. An enabler. That's all it is.
It gotta be more than an enabler, man.
She's an accessory to murder. That's what she is.
No, I don't want it to be an accessory, though. It got to be more than an accessory.
We're not talking about are you talking about the psychological aspect of it? If you're talking about the psychological aspect, she's an enabler. That's it.
She's just an enabler.
She qualifies as an accessory to murder. An accessory to murder.
So she's not. So I got a question. So you don't think? But you don't think she's become somewhat addicted to burying bodies?
Nah, bruh. They're like you said, this shit was eating away at her, bruh. Matter of fact, it ate her. Like the fact that Tarde took his attention from Corday to Iola. She was hurt by it, because she thought they was going to have a connection, but also she was afraid what Iola was going to do to him.
Yeah. But after that was all said and done, it was like she was done with that, and now she was just ride or die with her sister.
I think she was still hurt by the whole Tarde thing, man. I think she is, man. I think she's not going to let. She loved, man. It got to the point where she hid the engagement ring, bruh.
Yeah,
she was trying to prevent it.
Yeah, but the whole thing is that I think that when it came to a certain point, the fork in the road, you have to go left or right, and you have, it's like this point is, no turning back, and that's when this happened with her. This was the point. Here's her sister stabbed in the corner. Mm-hmm. Here's this innocent
point of no return,
and she had to figure out which way is she going to go with point of no return, and she picked her sister. She picked her sister,
You hit my sister.
You think Tarde would have settled with Corday if Tarde? I mean, if Tarde wasn't necessarily found guilty of anything, and basically now the sister's in jail and stuff, you think Tarde would have settled with Corday?
Hell no.
Nah.
No.
No.
She wasn't his type. Even when she tried to walk
she
sexy,
wasn't anyone's
check
type.
it out though. No, check it out. She's somebody's type. She just wasn't his type. Because even when she tried to walk sexy, he was like, something wrong with your leg.
Oh,
even when she wore makeup, they said, what's wrong with your face?
Yeah. It wasn't who she was. It just was like he was like, "Yo, we just homies. That's it. We're not homie lover friends."
Matter of fact, I take that back. Janelle Monáe can't be Corday, man. It got to be an ugly chick, bro. I can't think of an ugly chick, bro.
Ugly. No, it's not.
It's not that she ugly. She just plain Jane.
She's plain beauty.
See, here's the thing. She's an average chick, all right? So on a scale from 1 to 10, she might have been a 5, right there. She ain't ugly, but the whole thing is she ain't comparing to the 8, 9.
But she didn't know how to be sexy either. She didn't know how to be sexy. Like Ayola was beautiful and she knew how to be sexy. She knew how to do that sex with her beauty.
And here's
Corday
the thing.
didn't know how to do that. So when she was walking like a duck, it showed. You know what I mean? When she started putting mascara and extra makeup on,
it's tragic when it's just can't walk in
here's
here.
The thing. All of this stuff goes to point a lot of stuff that I was saying before, right? So think about what I said. Remember what I said about dudes just going for the chick that's pretty or whatever the case is, and she don't have to be able to cook and clean? This was an exact example. Ayola couldn't cook or clean. She just relied on a big booty and a smile. And a lot of these dudes fall for that all day, every day. While at the same token, on the other side, the other girl, she had the skills, but she didn't have the femininity or the sexual attraction to bring a dude her way because she was so career-minded.
Hold on. I thought Corday at least could cook, right?
No,
she
Corday could cook.
Corday could cook, not Ayola.
I was about to say, because what Black Zeus was just saying, Corday ended up cooking that food, and she told him that cake, I baked this. He was like, she can't cook. It was like, she can't even cook. But
there's some femininity with Corday. The cooking.
No, we didn't say she's not feminine.
Not saying that. But the whole thing is,
you just putting Corday at the bottom of the barrel.
Let me set it up differently. Go back to what I was saying before, right? Going back to what I said before. Men are going to look at a woman and say how physically attractive she is and how feminine she is in the way she carries herself, this, that, and the other, first and foremost. Then finding out about her education and what skills she has, and it comes second. Versus women think the opposite. Oh, he's a doctor? Like the mother got her panties wet when she heard doctor. She didn't even know what this guy looked like, how old he was, this, that. And she got her panties wet. Like, you got a doctor? Go ahead, girl. We need to get you married off, okay?
We need to get you married off.
Didn't care if he was a good dude, if he was a bad dude, or any of that stuff. You know what I mean? So now, here's the thing. Corday has the problem of like, listen, because you're not what your sister is, you're not going to attract a dude to you to find out that you have those other attributes that he might be interested in, right? Versus the sister, it's like she's going to attract the dude and she's going to basically make a dude say, you know what? I'll pass up on the cooking and cleaning and stuff like that because, damn, girl, you fine. All right? She basically
like at the end of the day, Corday had a pretty smile, and the doctor, the doctor, he mentioned that and everything. You trying to put Corday like she was just the bottom.
Yeah, she wasn't the bottom. She was just average.
Hold on.
She was just but no, check this out though. She's the head nurse. She can cook. She know how to clean. She know how to take care of she know how to do everything. She's responsible in everything. But I'm not attracted to you.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing.
Hold on. All right, here's the thing. Was she not attracted to the top 10%er, or she wasn't attracted to the average man? Because that's where I'm lost in regards of where her beauty stands.
Let's put it like this. The waiting room did not turn their heads when she walked in the room.
Hey, yo.
But that's where I'm lost. So even the average dude is not turning?
Like, no, because think about it. An average chick, if you walk up the street and you see an average chick, you just see a chick. You don't see like, damn, it doesn't appeal.
No,
it doesn't appeal.
Wait.
Now, if
you're saying it wrong. You're saying it wrong. They turn, but then they turn right back to what they was doing.
You stupid.
It's like that. They turn.
They turned and they was like, no, here's the thing. They turned and saw the sister. They saw her sister and they turned, they was like, damn. And then they saw Corday, they was like, oh.
Yeah, because even an average chick, if she's working with something in the back, we all turn and say, all right, she got a little something.
But then she's not
even
average.
With an average chick.
Nah, then she's not average.
Nah, she's not average.
You gotta remember, she said her sister had boobs before she did, even when they were younger.
but
her sister was not average in any fashion, form, or way.
I know Iola was beyond attractive, but I'm saying is Corday. I'm trying to just understand Corday's attractiveness, and I'm having a hard saying like, is she ugly? Is she ugly, or she's average?
No, she was so she was like getting a rental car. No CDs, no CD player, no heated seats, no leather seats, no extras. All you get is the base model, okay? And that's what she was. She wasn't like hoopty, but she was a base model.
Yeah,
that's a great one. Okay, that's a good one.
Nothing to make. It wasn't nothing to spit at, but it wasn't nothing for you to be like, oh yeah, I really want one of these.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like
if she had the cleavage, or she had the booty, or she had something to pull them in, she would have been a little bit better off. But she was the base model.
She was
okay.
Even the women was like, she's just as
she was. Unfortunately, she was the chick. You know, you've had them in school. She was the chick that you was like, nah, not her.
Like, she was the one that you were like, you were
not
cool
that
with.
One. Yeah, you'd be cool.
You were
with
cool with her, but you didn't think nothing
like,
of her.
Nah. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was putting her at the bottom of the barrel.
I was putting her at the bottom at the barrel.
You were just doing the worst. She wasn't precious.
Yeah, she had nerves. You know, she got the crib, she got the cars. Like, she doing her thing. You know what I mean? But she's not attractive. Niggas don't. You know, the first thing everyone sees is you got to be pretty.
She wasn't universally attractive, but she could be attractive to some dude.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
But the dudes that she like most chicks don't like her.
Yeah.
Listen, you got three basic levels, if you want to put it that way. You got, there's damn, what the hell? At the bottom. There's okay in the middle. Yeah. And then there's damn at the top.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing. She's in the middle.
Yeah. That's unfortunate because the thing is, if being that she's in the middle, and this kind of ties into a question I had that obviously we didn't get to.
You listen. My fault, Cash. You would cheat on her though.
Oh shit. Nah.
Yeah, you would. Like that would be.
Hey, listen.
It depends because we don't know anything about her sexually, like in the bedroom.
That's true.
That don't matter.
Because it does matter, bro.
She's not
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
She's not turning heads.
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
She might not be turning heads, but if she's giving you regular head, that might go.
No, listen. She can do everything for a dude. She can do everything for a dude. But what will happen is she's the kind of chick that a dude would cheat on. She would be doing everything for you. She will hold you down.
the type of chick that you'll get cheated on. Once you realize she's useless.
No.
What do you mean? Halle Berry got cheated on?
No, I understand that. But what I'm
saying
is she's the one that people would take advantage of her.
Listen, my whole thing is
they would take advantage of her.
I think she's too smart to get taken advantage of.
No, because her looks are subpar. Her looks are subpar. They're not above average.
It don't matter with your looks. All right, you could be butt ugly or hot to death. Anybody can get cheated on.
Exactly.
I know that, but I'm saying she's the kind that would be like you wouldn't.
I don't know,
you would
man.
Be with her and you would cheat. Look, you would see somebody else come through and you would cheat on her. You would see somebody like Iola come through and you would cheat on Corday.
I would. Yes, nah, bro. Nah.
Because I like the old saying: people are only as faithful as their options. So the whole thing is, if she's okay. And you get pushed up on a girl that's like, God damn, she ugly. Yeah, you gonna be faithful as hell. But if you get pushed up on by her sister, well, you might be like,
but because here's the thing, whoever settled with Corday is not the type of dude that's gonna be Iola's gonna be attracted to. Can we agree on that?
Not true, no.
No, not true. Because
I'm just saying because here's the thing. Iola's clearly going after the cream of the crop. Femi was
but a cream of the crop could want a Corday.
Yeah.
Nah, bruh. Because the first thing is attractiveness.
Cash,
no, but like yo, a criminal top 10% dude is going to physically have to find his woman attractive. If Corday is not that, then Corday is going to have to settle with an average dude.
All right, let me ask you a question.
And I don't think an average dude is going to have someone like Iola pursuing him.
Let me ask you a question. Have you heard of this dude named Tiger Woods?
Yes.
Okay.
And is he not financially at the top of the top?
Yes, he is. He's a top.
Okay.
10.
Yes.
Okay.
He's a top 5.
Yet he married a nanny and cheated on her with chicks from Denny's.
Yeah.
Denny's waitresses.
Yeah.
How hot do you think you are as a Denny's waitress or as a nanny? We ain't talking like, it's a Hooters chick or a Dallas Cowboys cheerleader. We're talking about Denny's chicks and nannies.
Yeah.
Nannies.
No,
so
I get that.
It depends on who the dude is.
It depends on who the dude is. And I also think it depends on who the chick is.